Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Monday, January 19th, 2026, the federal Martin Luther King Jr. birthday holiday. Born on this day in 1974 in Aliceville, NFL and Florida State legend Walter Jones, now a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Also, country music legend Dolly Parton turned 79. And while she's not from Alabama, the Alabama House last week approved a bill that would require the state to pay for half of Dolly's Imagination Library program for students here. The program, created by the 9 to 5 singer, mails free high-quality books to children up to the age of 5, regardless of their family's income. Governor Kay Ivey launched the program by executive order back in 2023, but the House bill would make that funding permanent. Local money would pay for the other half. The bill is on its way to the Alabama Senate. According to the program, about 36% of eligible children in the state are receiving the books, which are available in every county. And as of last December, 2 million of the books have been distributed in Alabama. Today, we'll talk a little about the man who President Donald Trump has endorsed for Alabama's seat in the U.S. Senate, currently occupied by gubernatorial candidate Tommy Tuberville. We'll look at a court case that's pitting states and counties against cities for a share of the taxes collected when you buy anything off the internet. And there's a look at where in Alabama you can find some of the highest paying jobs in their sectors. I'm Bill Thornton, filling in for the vacationing Ike Morgan, who's probably sipping something at a bistro in front of the Eiffel Tower. It's enough to drive you crazy if you'll let it. We're down in Alabama.
Right now, when you walk into a Burlington, you're walking into deals on top of deals during our Oh Wow Winter Clearance event. That's main character energy. Wow. Find tons of markdowns up to 70% off other retailers' prices on clearance items. Because at Burlington, the deals aren't the only thing turning heads. Save at our Oh Wow Winter Clearance event now. Seriously, with these savings, why shop anywhere else?
Burlington deals, brands, wow.
Styles and selection vary by location.
Saturday night, President Donald Trump threw his endorsement to Republican Representative Barry Moore for the U.S. Senate seat being vacated by Tommy Tuberville. In a social media post, Trump praised Moore for being with him from the very beginning, as indeed he was with Trump when the presidential candidate first appeared at a rally in Alabama in 2015. At that time, Moore was a member of the Alabama House. AL.com's Mike Kaysen gave us a deep dive into Moore's career. Trump's endorsement distinguishes Moore in a crowded field on the Republican side for the Senate seat. The primary is May 19th. Moore, 59, is from Enterprise, the same hometown as Senator Katie Britt. And he's been in the U.S. House since 2021. He graduated from Enterprise High School in 1984, got a bachelor's degree in agricultural science from Auburn in 1992, and served in the Alabama Army National Guard. Moore started BMI Incorporated, an excavation, waste disposal, and demolition business in Enterprise. He and his wife Heather have 4 children and 2 grandchildren. For his part, Moore thanked Trump for his endorsement. With his support, I'm ready to get to work on day one. I'll continue fighting for Alabama values, secure borders, a strong economy, and putting the President's America First agenda into action, Moore said. Bought anything off the internet lately? And who hasn't? Well, lawmakers in Montgomery and officials in some of Alabama's major cities are paying attention to how much revenue is coming in from online sales, and a fight is brewing over how big a slice everybody gets. This week, state lawmakers talked about the possible effects of a court fight over Alabama's simplified seller's use tax. That tax makes up 10% of the state's general fund revenue and has grown each year with the increase in online sales. As AL.com's John Sharp reported, the 8% flat tax on online sales didn't even exist 10 years ago, and yet it makes up a big portion of the state's revenue. That's the problem, as cities like Tuscaloosa, Montgomery, and Mobile are arguing that more of that money should be flowing locally to the places where those transactions are originating. If a court should rule that some of that money is going away, the resulting deficit will put a strain on state funds, legislators say. Now, counties argue that if you take that money away, their budgets for things like law enforcement will also suffer, since they get some of their funding from the state. The cities counter with claims that those impacts are already happening in cities and in school systems. Or you could say, it's all taken and no giving. The biggest fear of everyone concerned is that some of that revenue may be immediately cut off while the case is sorted out. A hearing into the lawsuit is set for March 4th at Montgomery Circuit Court. In the meantime, maybe do somebody a favor and shop locally. And while we're on the subject of money, there are 4 cities in Alabama where you can find some of the country's highest paying jobs in their sectors. AL.com's Walisha Morris, citing a U.S. News and World Report survey, reported on the ranking of U.S. cities with the highest paying jobs. Now, Alabama did not receive a ranking for having a high number of high paying jobs. If you want to make a lot of money outside of Alabama, the choices are not all that hard to guess. 3 California cities, San Jose, San Francisco, and Santa Rosa, are all in the top 5, along with Seattle and New York City. If you're hitting the road, don't use a bicycle. But let's just assume you'd rather stick close to home. 4 Alabama cities rank among the top 5 cities in the country for specific occupations. Some of these can be surprising, while others may not be so much. The Auburn-Opelika area, for example, is among the top 5 highest-paying cities for dentists. The main salary is $252,650. Dothan pays project management specialists at one of the highest salaries in the country, $134,160 annually. What is that, you ask? The U.S. Department of Labor defines a project management specialist as someone who coordinates the budget, schedule, and other details of a project. Huntsville pays operations research analysts $130,240, and with all those government contracts, you can imagine why. And big surprise, sports coaches in Tuscaloosa are paid around $133,340. Whichever sport those coaches are employed in, you can bet they ain't working 9 to 5. Listen, thanks for listening. Enjoy your holiday. I'm pretty sure Ike is, but he'll be back soon. In the meantime, you can read about all these stories and many more at AL.com.